All right, everybody. I am here with Greg. He went undefeated at tonight's Game Haus Tournament Series match. So, what are you playing tonight?
So I played Dragon Link, and I went undefeated, and that's pretty much it.
All right.
Self-explanatory. I've been playing this deck for 3 years now, so I've tried pretty much every build with it, and this is the one that I found to be the most consistent, and gets the dubs.
All right, cool. So let's just jump right in then.
All right. So I got three safer. Gotta play this card at 3. It searches the baby Chaos Dragon, searches black, searches white, searches your levy. It recurs your levy. It pretty much searches any card in the deck that's really even number. You can even search like Router. It can search other level 1s. Good utility. It's a light for all the Chaos plays. That's pretty much it. Got to max out on it.
Awesome.
Alright, next we played 1 black metal. This is the 4th normal summon. I'm playing 5 normal summons total. This is good off a seal because if your opponent nibs you, you can either just straight up summon Red MD and continue off of that, or if on your turn or on their turn you use seal to bounce one of their monsters, then you can summon this and you have follow up. And if they beat over this, you just search Red MD. It's another extender. Then we have the 5th normal summon. Chamber Dragon Maid, play it at 1, it's good. It gives you interaction, it's not monster based. So you can play through Dark Ruler, you can play through Droplet. Wouldn't play it at 2 or 3, it's just the deck is really tight, you don't really need it. That's at 1, playing 2 Tiding, it's the package. This is good, you can send it off for Ravine, dump Chamber, banish this summon Chamber, search the second one, gives it a free extender. This is what lets you negate droplets. If you have Hot Red on the field and this plus Chamber in the graveyard, you can chain this, chain Hot Red to negate the droplet, right? Or the Dark Ruler. And yeah, good card. Wouldn't cut it.
Okay.
Next, Red MD. Playing it at 1 helps you play through Nib. Pretty self-explanatory. Really good extender. Free body, generates more bodies. That's it. Next, 3 Nocta Vision Dragon. Really good extender. Helps chain block Striker Dragon. Helps chain block Romulus. Gives you free draws. And the effect that nobody ever really remembers that comes up is it can protect your set cards. If somebody targets, if you have a set Tiding, if you have set called by, set Droplet, whatever you have, and your opponent targets it, you can use this graveyard effect to negate that, and then they can't target that card for the rest of the turn. So nobody remembers it. It does come up. Very useful.
Alright, awesome.
Got to max out on it. Next, field spells. Self-explanatory. Ravine, boot, rocket extender. Gets you to your rockets. So usually resolve this first. Dump the Router. Search the rocket stuff. Use boot. Summon the rockets. Do your rocket plays.
All right.
That's it. All right, we got the rocket engine. I am playing 2 Tracer. Some people play 3. A lot of people actually play 3. You don't really it comes up, you do want to see it in your hand if your opponent cuts off any way to search it, because a lot of times they'll ash the Router, so you can't really get the Tracer access. So that it comes up, the 3rd one sometimes comes up where you I kind of miss it, but the deck is tight enough to where it's never really costed me a game just not seeing the Tracer.
Okay.
The 1 Recharger, gotta play it at 1. You can play it. Some people played it too. I played it at 1. Target for a Recharger or target for Tracer to summon out of the deck. Gets you into your Synchro 8 plays Chaos Ruler Savage. 2 Synchron. This card is another target for Tracer to summon. If you summon these 2 off of boot, you can get this, and it gives you a free Hot Red or a Quad Whirl. This is also good if you have it in your hand as a normal summon, because it can summon out Router or another level 7 and get you into a Synchro 8 or just a Quad Whirl, a Link 2, anything like that. Off of 1 card, it's very good. I think 2 is the correct ratio. You don't want to see doubles of it in your hand because it's kind of a dead card. Next, Router, self-explanatory. And then 3, quick launch. E-Telly, that's not at 2 now.
Alright.
Extender. If anything, it baits Ash. You can chain the Gamma if you do it. Get free advantage.
Okay.
Alright, next. Chaos stuff. Baby Dragons. Levianeer. Brotar. A lot of people have been cutting this. I find it's really useful because a lot of times it can either be a free discarding material because it can trigger its effect from hand or grave, and it can search for literally any dragon in your deck. Another thing is if you get nibbed and you end up summoning this, you can target their nib and search your own nib, so you have a nib for their turn. So it can search whatever is currently on the field. So
have you thought about increasing it to 2 at least, or have you play tested that?
I've never really play tested it, but it's always been played at 1. It's really it's not a good normal summon to have. It's basically like the worst normal summon in your deck. It's just a body, but it's good because it can bait a lot of things, and a lot of people there's a lot of destruction effects basically. So if something gets gambit and this is in your hand, it's a free extender. So it's I wouldn't play it at 2 for the same reason I wouldn't play Chamber at 2. Like it's good, but it's good at 1, and it's like situational. It has utility.
Okay.
But it's not like something that's going to start your combo.
Fair enough.
All right, and Chaos Space, probably the best card in the deck. I don't know why this card is at 3, but it probably won't be in the future. So, I don't really need to explain it. You pitch light or dark, search the opposite attribute, level 4 to 8, and one, it baits hand traps. If you have this plus Gamma, is really good. If you have this plus Absterrouter, it's also like a +2 because Absterrouter searches. This also you banish it, put back. You can put back extra deck monsters. This you can put back the baby Chaos Dragons, and then draw a card. So this recycles your Striker Dragon. Now that it's at 1, you really need to recycle it. So other than that,
so it's a really good utility card then.
It is extremely good. You want to see this as much as you can. There's no real way to like guarantee you'll see it, but you want to see it because this plus any card that's light or dark is really just going to give you a lot of advantage. So
great.
Hand traps. 3 Nibiru. So there's a lot of discussion on whether or not you should still main deck Nib. I find that, for multiple reasons, I find that it's pretty combo heavy right now. There's a lot of decks that do summon more than 5 times. So Nib is a high impact hand trap, which is always going to be good. Second, it's a light, which is really good to pitch off of Chaos Space. You can also add it off of Chaos Ruler, which is nice, because towards the end of your combo, if you need a hand trap for your opponent's turn, if you don't have like a crazy board like Seal Tiding, and you have the Chaos Ruler and you mill into a hand trap, and you can add this, and then they know you have Nib, so they'll play differently.
So for this deck so far, Nib doesn't seem to be like a dead card if you draw it.
No, not always. If you draw it with Chaos monsters that you can't normal summon, and you don't see a way to put anything in graveyard, it can be a dead card, but it's always up to like, it's never a dead card if you draw it on your turn because it's still a hand trap. That's a high impact hand trap, so you'll still be able to do something. It's still interaction, but it's not going to contribute to like making a board unless you really see it with Chaos Space or something that like can use it to extend into your other pieces. Then we have Gamma. So this, I have always played this card, and I think I always will play this card despite drawing Driver 80% of the games I ever play. It's really good because there's so many spell cards in your deck that you can use to bait hand traps with. Quick Launch, Boot Sector, Dragon Ravine, Chaos Space. Literally every spell card in your deck is an opportunity for your opponent to hand trap because they can all lead to like decent plays. Because Boot Sector can summon like 2 rockets. Ravine can get you to your Tracer package. Quick Launch, free extender, Chaos Space +2. So, and a lot of times they're still gonna, and especially if you use Chaos Space at the start of your turn, they're gonna drop Droll on you because most of the time when people are siding against Dragon Link, they want to side Nibiru, they want to side Droll, Lancia, usually stuff that they can use sooner than later in the combo. And if you have a Gamma on resolution of whatever you use and no monsters, and they use that thinking you don't have a Gamma, that's a free Chaos Ruler right there. Summon these 2 and you free advantage.
Awesome.
So puts 2 lights in grave, get to a card in hand. So very good hand trap, especially on this deck. And the last 3 I have, last 4, 3 Veiler. It was either this or Imperm. I like this because again, it's light, it's searchable off of Chaos Ruler.
Okay.
And really weird scenarios come up where if you summon Chaos Ruler and it's there on your next turn, your opponent doesn't beat over it or get rid of it, and you have this in hand and it's unused, you can just summon this, get rid of him for hot red, and just now you have a hot red. So it's come up a couple times, not really what it's for, but it's just easy to search, convenient, good against Tri Brigade, good against a lot of decks that need their normal summon effects. Would keep it. Actually, this is the only thing I would cut for droplets if I had droplets.
Okay.
But I don't have droplets. But so I would absolutely play Nibiru. I would also absolutely play Gamma, and this is like the flex spot for hand traps. And if I had droplets, I would probably cut these because droplets is really good, especially in this deck, because there's a lot of cards that you can send for free value.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can use the spells, Quick Launch, Chaos Space, Chain Droplet, send those for free, of free value. There's a lot of cards that like being in a graveyard, like Brotar and some other stuff. So it's a lot of droplets works really well in this deck, and if I had them, I would play them.
Okay.
Last card, Called By. Have to play it.
Okay.
People are 100% gonna drop Droll on you if they can, and Nib and Droll are probably the ones that hurt the most. Lancia, you can do a decent amount. You can still end up like Seal Savage, Tidying through Lancia because you don't really need to see your Chaos stuff. It gives you advantage, but you don't. It's not like necessary to make a board.
Gotcha. Have you ever seen yourself wanting to add or side deck Dark Ruler No More?
I do side deck Dark Ruler actually. I used to main deck it for a while. I was playing 3 Phantasme, 3 Dark Ruler, and I forget what the other hand trap was, but it depends. Really depends on the format. If there's a lot of like back when every deck was playing Dragoon, I was main decking Dark Ruler before Droplet came out.
Okay.
And it does come up, but a lot of times. So this deck is good at going first or second because you can game people really easily with it. Because you can just put enough bodies for Boral Sword on the field. Plus, Chaos Ruler can summon out of grave that's 3k, and usually having Boral Sword plus a 3k body is just game. So
Fair enough.
And if Dark Ruler, you don't get damage. Which I mean, worst case scenario, you can make like a Seal and like Savage, but you really want to kill them if you can.
Okay.
So I do side it. It comes up. I wouldn't cut it. All right, that is the main deck. 40
Awesome.
cards.
Okay.
We'll go to the side deck. So, side deck,
Extra deck.
extra deck. I'm sorry.
It's cool.
I'm tired. It was 11 o'clock. Hot red, Savage, Chaos Ruler. Self-explanatory. Extra deck has pretty much been solved at this point. These are the 3 sinkers you play. Gives you advantage, free negate. Also, summons tuners if it does battle damage.
Again.
Appaloosa.
Staple.
It's kind of a staple in this deck because I haven't gone into this card in a very long time because you don't really need to go into it. You're almost always going to be making a seal, and the only reason you would ever make this is if you're playing against a deck that you know this is going to be good against, and it also gives the free arrow for Pisty. But this is probably the most cuttable card. If I don't have an access code, but if I did have an access code, I would probably cut this for it. But it does come up sometimes. I'd play it, keep it, unless I have the access code. Boral Sword, self-explanatory, ends games. Unicorn, it's hard to out things. Can also climb up into access code, but I don't know. Triple Burst. So this card is really nice because it facilitates Pisty plays when you don't have the arrows for it. If you have a Link 2 here with arrows pointing this way, and then you make a Pisty right here, you summon this right here, and it's got the down arrow. So Pisty plus this, you get the free Pisty summon, which is good if they cut off your boot sector access with they hit Striker with Veiler, Imperm, whatever, and you need a way to get Tracer back on the field. Is you do this, and you can Pisty summon back the Tracer, and you can use these two to make a seal, and you can do keep playing with Tracer.
Okay.
Good card, good in a Striker match because it can stop Hayate, it can stop a lot of it can stop Ray, a lot of damage step effects that happen, and it also does piercing, so it's good against tokens. Out, free body generates more bodies, just makes Boral Sword easier. Romulus, staple, need it. Seal. I played 2 seal. I was playing 3. You don't really need 3. You make 2 usually. The third one's kind of dead when I was playing it, so I cut it. Don't really miss it, but it is a very good card. It's an interruption and it's an extender, and it's a light, so very good at 2.
Okay.
IP. After you make seal, after you do Chaos Ruler stuff, this is usually what you can end on. If you're not ending on Quad Whirl to make Hot Red plus Savage, you can end on this and another body, and then you have 2 interruptions. You have seal, and then you can have Unicorn, or you can use this to make Appaloosa if you want. Good card, utility, again. We keep playing it. This card is insane. This card ends games against Tri-Brigade and a lot of decks that just sit on a Link monster, because you can make this and target their Tri-Brigade Link. Like, usually they'll have a Sure Egg, or they'll have a Link 2 or 3 up there, and it can pop it. So this doesn't have to pop itself. It can pop any Link on the field, and then it can generate rockets from your grave equal to up to its Link rating. So if you pop Sure Egg, you can summon up to 4 rockets out of your graveyard, which is a soul charge.
Nice.
It's literally just a soul charge for rockets.
That's pretty amazing.
It is very good. A lot of people forget that if you do use this effect, it locks you out of Link 2 or lower, so you can't make seal or anything afterwards.
So you have to do it beforehand.
You basically, this is just to end games. You do this, you make Boral Sword Access Code, you just end the match. But it is extremely good. It's also got the down arrow, which is pretty convenient, and it's got a side arrow. So actually, these arrows do come up for Pisty plays, because if you have if you have a Link 2, you can make a Pisty, you can make the quad here, and then you have 2 arrows.
Okay.
So, very good. You don't really need it too. Pisty. Striker. Too bad it's at 1. You just gotta be better at recurring it with Chaos Base. It's still a very good card. Still do the recharger shenanigans. Summoning Hot Red, or summoning Red MD out of the graveyard, then summoning Hot Red, and just ending the game. Still a very good card. Pisty. Self-explanatory.
Alright, awesome.
Tokens, for when I get hit. That's pretty much it.
All right, great. Thank you so much for your deck profile.
Thank you, guys.
Do you have any shout-outs or anything like that?
Shout out to Game Haus TCG for hosting these tournaments. That's pretty much it, man.
All right, cool. Great. Thank you so much.